Top thing you miss about your school days?
Sports day, I miss.
Sports day?
Yeah, we should still have sports days in every job, because for 364 days I was a geek. But for that one day, I was a fast geek. And not needing booze. That was nice about school. 13 years clean I was.
John, did you celebrate Valentine's?
Well, this is my first year I've ever had a girlfriend on Valentine's Day.
Whoa. Before you applaud that, that's tragically sad, is what it is.
I had loads of birds, obviously, but February the 13th, thrift measure, get rid. The facts of teaching have remained the same since the dawn of time. The best teachers are the teachers with speech impediments, because they're the ones you listen to. Facts, isn't it? You can be as passionate as you like, but if you talk funny, the kids are going to sit and listen to you.
Did you have a teacher with a speech impediment?
I had a technology teacher who used to make a little noise every now and again.
Go on, just give us a little...
So it's something like, so if you're doing a dovetail joint, lads, don't forget to reinforce it with some PVA glue.
Well, I listened and I've retained that information.
Yeah.
PVA
I've
glue,
retained that for 15 years because of that noise.
And what was it? It's just a little...
Just every now and again, not all the time, but just every now and again, just at the end of the sentence. And that, don't forget that will be on the exam.
OK, fingers on buzzers, one more thing to get. What do you think, John?
Well, it's the ongoing thrill ride that is the Scottish independence debate, I imagine. George Osborne has laid the law down to Scotland and said, if you don't want to be in us...
You're getting George Osborne and Beyoncé mixed up again.
The one that isn't Beyoncé has told Scotland that if they go independent, then they can't have the pound. The phrasing he used was stupid. He said, if you walk away from the UK, you walk away from the pound. And what you should never do is ask Scottish people how far they're willing to walk and what for.
Saying they've got to walk away from the pound. I mean, like, all this argument over a quid. Do you know what I mean? Just let them have it. I've got a quid in the bottom of your bag they could have.
So this is the 18th of September this year. The Scottish voters will be asked, yes or no, should Scotland be an independent country? What do you think, Dawn? Do you think they should go, or...?
I'm in a little slight situation. I was born in Scotland. My dad lives in Scotland. Hi, Dad.
Go and see him while you're over here, for Christ's sake.
But still...
You live in LA, you're going to come over here and wave at him on telly and fly back.
That's actually quite correct. But I love him very much and I'll see him next time. But I do think that...
I'm sure he'd be thrilled with that little terms and conditions at the end. They won't go independent. Because a lot of the stuff they've claimed to like, they only do to trick us. Like haggis is something they pretend to like, so when we go to Scotland, you have a haggis and you find out it's rancid.
Oh, it's amazing.
They all have a jolly good laugh about it. Same with, like, Robbie Burns. Even they can't understand it. It's just made-up language, and they pretend it's ancient Scottish poetry, but it's not. He's just gobbled it. Hig the morra, fluky da pookie down there. And they go, OK, that's ancient lyricism, that is. He was just pissed the whole time. I am the hoagie, had a bogey.
Is it like Mrs Doubtfire? That's Mrs Doubtfire's voice, isn't it?
It probably is. I pick up most of mine from films.
Yeah.
Putin's been talking all the Olympics. All I hear is Alexander Meerkat.
Johnson, what do you think the nation have been talking about over the last week?
The Paralympics.
Have you been watching the Paralympics?
Yeah. Downhill skiing with blind people.
I couldn't get over it. It's an incredible thing.
I think if I were blind, one of the things I'd just write off, probably skiing. I'm going to say I can't ski. That's what I'm going to do. They hurtle down. Two ways they do it. One is by Bluetooth from the top of a mountain. Wouldn't trust that myself. Person in front of you going, speed down the... Look out, there's a
You do that brilliantly. That, like, 20 years ago, that could have been your whole act.
It's Bluetooth is one, and the other one is she just follows the orange blur, which is in front of her, which is why in her first round she crashed, because Amy Childs was in the crowd.
John, what's your best dish?
12 fish fingers and 1 pea. I like when you've just got a load of shit left, because I only learnt to cook because I'm tight, so I don't waste stuff. So if there's a stick of rhubarb, half an onion and some Marmite in the fridge, that's tea.
John, we often poll our studio audience and get them to answer questions for us. Survey them, if you will. Are you always happy with the results?
No. No, if I've learnt anything this series, it's that I generally don't know what anyone else thinks about anything. Although I do have a confession to make, which is that there's only really one round 2 question I think I got right this series, and that was because I went to the toilet before we recorded the show, and you had left your script in there, and I saw the answer, and I stole it, and I scored a point, and I didn't tell nobody. And then next week, the audience poll was, would people rather cheat and win or be honest and lose? And I said, be honest and lose, and I'd already cheated. And didn't nobody know.
Well, the more interesting thing for me is the fact that you are Huckleberry Finn. So most people would describe themselves as an optimist. True or false?
You'd say that certain people say, oh, you see their life as a glass half empty or a glass half full. To me, that's irrelevant, because I'm having another drink.
Well, the real question, half full or half empty, is it on a coaster?
I've got some mead. Do you want to try some mead?
I'd love
Honey,
to.
yeah.
This is a 10,000-year-old drink. Hang on, I'll bring some over.
That was made 10,000 years ago.
Well, not this stuff. This was made this afternoon. Pass those down. Have a little bit of mead. What is this?
I like the goblet.
Yeah, well, we've got some
You're doing well with the 3 glasses, Jimmy.
Yeah, well, you know.
Is this one of your pranks?
Which one of my pranks?
Is it we?
Urine.
Is it
No,
we?
this is me.
It smells of we.
I'll tell you what, it's bloody nice urine.
Oh, it's lovely.
John, have you just necked that?
I'm really fighting the urge.
Delicious, isn't it?
It's all right,
It was the drink of my sort of mid-20s mead.
Every time you think, oh, John's probably said the most tragic thing he's ever going to say, he just pulls another one out of the bag. There's a man in a cardigan telling you, yeah, my mid-20s, I drink a lot of mead.
And I tell you a fact about mead, that
Oh, please do.
Couples that... It's so nice to say it to someone other than myself. Tell you a fact about me, John. Thank you, John. Don't mind if I do. Couples, when they got married, used to toast mead every night for a week afterwards, I think. And that's... it's a honey liqueur, and that's why you call it a honeymoon.
No.
I'll drink to that.
OK, you've chosen the angry man. Last week, a man from Missouri was given 2 years probation after sending 20 packages of his cat's poo to a company that rejected his job application. So we asked our studio audience, is it wrong to take revenge, yes or no?
Like that, I would argue, yeah. It's not the sort of thing that's going to make a company think, do you know what? We were wrong about you.
John, you ever taken revenge?
I would like to say the sentence, I will have my vengeance. I'd like to say that at some point in my
Treat
life.
yourself.
Well, it doesn't work now because you haven't done anything, have you? Oh, you fucking...
It's weird because you wanted to say, I will have my vengeance in quite a masculine voice, but when you got pushed even slightly, you went, oh, you.
Yeah. I will have my vengeance. Why do you have these big cups? I find it odd enough to look masculine in a pub without someone have to drink like a frigging beaker.
I think you should down it, John. Why don't you try and down it?
Because I will die.
Let's down it.
Come on, John.
Go on, John.
Man up. Come on, John. I'll be honest. Ladies and gentlemen, you started that fast clap way too soon. I would say you were a quarter of an hour early on your cue there for when to go with it. Oh, he's nearly done it.
There's always editing. They can cut out the bit.
Oh, that's true. Start again.
But keep it nice and slow.
Have a little break.
Okay, have a little break. A lot of young people watch this show. Drink responsibly, honestly. OK, come on. This will be the best thing he's ever done.